Together we are but first coffee. Susie's just our host, but what matters most is we are a team. Together we are all safe here, and so are you. Among friends and mods we are safe. We talk about trauma, break down drama of life, death, happy or sad, even mad. We discuss it all here. Together we will thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Together we fight cults or fight addictions, if not with experience, with love, and we don't judge. Please understand this is a safe place to land. Please understand you're not alone. This is a safe place to land. Together we thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Because we are but first coffee, and Susie welcomes us all here. Together we are but first coffee, and Susie.
Hi, everybody. Good to be back. Good to see you. I see several people are coming in. Always fun. We're going to have just an easy, peaceful, fun show today. Every once in a while, I have to break loose from all that seriousness and just do something that's a little bit fun, right? So that's what we're going to do today. I have my friend Kim here, and we are going to talk about um, Wiccan and pagan and witch and all the things, all the things witchy. So we're just going to talk about it a little bit. We were talking backstage and talking about how so many things, started out pagan, and then the Christians borrowed from it and kind of tossed everything that they didn't want back and said, well, that's pagan, when really it was fine enough for you to take all of it while ago, or part of it. So yeah, we were talking a little bit about that, and that's just going to kind of be how we're going to do today. We're just going to talk. And she's a little bit nervous, but she's great. She's hilarious, and I can tell I like her a lot already. So, plus she complimented me, y'all. you know, Compliments will will get you everywhere on this show. Just kidding, not really. I mean, she did, but you don't have to compliment me to get some loving on this show. We love everybody anyway, so except for trolls. Anyway, I'm gonna just say hi to everybody. Jan is in the back. She'll be starring those comments and questions. So please, if you have any comments or questions, please put that on there. I will try to keep an eye on the chat, but I'm kind of bad about it. I'm either staring at it like this whenever I need to be looking at the screen, or I'm so focused on what my guest is saying that I don't have a clue there is even a chat over there. So I promise she's going to star them, and we'll try to get to everything. But I do want to say hi to everybody. AB is here. Thank you so much for being here. She is one busy lady, let me tell you, between work and everything that she mods for. I mean, she mods for big channels. I'm this teeny tiny little ant over here compared to what she usually is messing with. So we love her. I don't know. She's just like fits straight in, and it's like she's been there forever. Incarnasol, it is so good to see you. Always is, Richard. We just love when you're here. So, Indigo, how are y'all doing? I did send you a message, I think, on Facebook. So, if you haven't seen it yet, you might check with that. So, anyway, Let's see here. Ben is here, just starting as I leave work to deal with the lovely drivers on the road. Yeah, poor Ben. He usually ends up listening while he's driving home, and he's usually not all that pleased with the people on the road. He says that whenever he's on the road, that all the other drivers are like dumbasses. That's my word, not necessarily his, but yeah. So so be careful, Ben. Be careful with all those dumbasses out there. Mark is on his way home too, driving with a bunch of them here too. Pretty sure. So let's see here. Oh, so Incarnasol is wiped out a little bit of lack of sleep, but in a pretty good place otherwise. Well, good, good. I wondered how that was going. Healing well from your gallbladder surgery. Still have to wait one more week before I can do anything but shower. Miss having a long soak. Oh, I know. That's the worst part. I have had so many surgeries, and the first thing they're like, "No, you can't have a bath. You can do a shower, but you have to." I've had to wrap all this stuff around me to keep things from getting wet and everything. And for a while, I literally had to use those cloths that they give you at the hospital whenever you can't do an actual shower and you have to do like a sponge bath. I had to do that for like weeks. And let me tell you, they work. They are amazing. I don't think I ever felt as clean as I did with those, which is kind of the point, I guess, right? They really, are there to do a good job, but they were just like not the same as getting to soak. And I remember when I still had stitches on my chest, but I got my drains out, so I didn't have any openings, on my stomach or whatever. I finally I went in and I sat in the tub and I ran the water to the very just as much as I could have it without being without breaking the rules. Let's just put it that way. And Mark came in and he's like, "You're not supposed to be in there." And I'm like, "Oh, well, what they don't know won't hurt me." So, yeah, but take care of yourself. My gallbladder surgery was honestly so much harder on me than any of my breast surgeries. My mastectomies, they were just like that was because I did it in two. I did one side and then the other. Those like healed fast. I did great. Everything was great. But my gallbladder, oh Lord, I was not great at laying around and not doing anything. And I was the secretary at the church at the time. So I literally would sit at a computer. I brought the computer home and I would sit at the computer and do all this work. I was getting the new programs loaded and all this stuff. And my stomach swelled up and looked like I was about 14 months pregnant. Yeah. So please take care of yourself. All that to say, please take care of yourself. So let's see here. Anybody else coming in? I see several people are lurking, but oh, you can't access them. Okay, I will I'll text you. Yeah, I will text you. So I'm glad you're doing good though. Oh wow. Incarnasoul says we got power back sooner than they had predicted, which would have taken nearly all day. Oh goodness. I tell you what, the weather and everything that's going on over the weekend and even Monday. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Monday it was all weekend and Monday. It was in the 30s and the wind was blowing so hard that I like lost my internet. I mean, it was a mess, right? And then today, so right now it's 76 and it's cooling down now. So, yeah, but Friday and Saturday, it's gonna be in the 90s. So, I don't even know. I'm like, "It's March." That's what AB said earlier. She's like, "It's March." I'm like, "Tell me about it." Even the other day, Mark was like, "We need to get the cover off the pool and get the chemicals in it." And I'm like, "Yeah, we might be in it in April." Ugh, Lord. If it was ready, I might be in it this weekend. Mm. see here. Mother Nature is definitely off her meds. John is so freaking right. So right. I have a few. I will give her some. I don't know what she takes, but she can have mine. I don't even remember what they're called. Anyway. Oops. Sorry. Oh, AB. Yes, give it up for Jersey Jan in the background. Absolutely. In the back end. Facebook has been doing this thing where they require you once a week to input your PIN to access your messages. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I don't think, oh, my nose is itching. It'll quit in a minute because I took my medicine. I don't think mine's been doing it, but I don't know though. It might be because it kicked me off of everything. I mean, everything on my computer, not my phone or my iPad, but my computer, and it keeps messing with me. So I don't know. Hey, Trista, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm going to be getting a hold of you too because I have a little thing that I'm wanting to do, and I'm going to need some help. So. Can't fuss at you. Yes, I can. I'm the I'm the old lady of our group right now. So I have years on everybody. I can like gripe at you. So yeah. I'm so glad to see Trista here too. Really am glad. Well, y'all, anyway, so I've kind of put out the notice and was like, okay, y'all, I really want to do this Witchy Wednesday thing, and I want to talk to people, and I want to talk to people with different belief systems about it, and I thought I was gonna be like so brilliant, and I bought two books. I bought a book that explains all this stuff about paganism to me, and then I bought one that tells me all this stuff about Wiccan stuff. And guess where they're at? Right where I laid them when I took them out of the envelope from Amazon, because I tend to enjoy the interviews better when I don't know that much, when I really am kind of learning along with you. That's why I don't do big back interviews with the people that I have on, because I kind of like to let it flow more naturally. And so that's what we're going to do today. Oh, I don't think so. Just I'm almost 60. I'm 59. I'll be 60 in a couple of months in June. So I'm the old lady on the block and love it. Loving it. I don't care. I don't care. So oh goodness. I do have a little bit of a scratchy throat today. So anyway, I'm going to bring Kim on and we're just going to talk, y'all, and I'm going to see I want to talk to her about, what her beliefs are and just go from there. Just going to talk. So everybody welcome Kim. Hello.
Hi.
I told him you were nervous, but you don't have to be. We got a good, sweet, kind group with us today. So
They always seem really nice. They really do. I'm a lurker. I watch all the time, and
mhm.
for the most part, they're really good.
Yeah, every once in a while we get somebody in and I'm just like, "No, bye." But that
I don't even
happens.
watch the chat. I don't even watch the chat. I only know what you say out loud because I don't watch it.
Yeah. So, you said that you live, down by Palm Springs, right? Like
Yeah,
Yucca
I'm north of
Valley or
Palm
something?
Springs. Yeah, I'm in Yucca Valley, California. I'm north of Palm Springs, about 40 miles
Mhm, mhm. I know
up in
exactly
the
where you're at,
hills.
actually. I mean, not your house, but I know where that's at. Mark's uncle.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
stalking you, I promise.
Yeah, I live what they call up on the mesa
Mm.
on acreage. I've got 5 acres and uh,
Yeah.
all these animals and trees and
Yeah, I
just
wish Mark was here because his uncle lived out there, and, he
uh,
had a little bit of land, and he was the sweetest man. We just absolutely adored him and miss him since he's passed, but he was a character. But yeah, he lived there. And then I grew up in California, but I grew up around like Bakersfield and that whole area.
Mhm.
But my aunt and uncle lived at Palmdale. So they lived,
Okay.
more down that area
Yeah,
there, and they lived at Thousand Oaks for a while. So I used to go to Thousand Oaks and Newberry Park, and I love
that's a nice
California.
area.
Yeah, I would move back in a heartbeat, and my dad's like, "Oh, it's changed. It's not like it was." And I'm like, "I don't care. I'd still move back. I'd be there in a heartbeat."
Well, what I like about where I
So,
live is that I'm 2 hours, 2.5 hours from the ocean, and
mhm.
I'm 3 hours from Las Vegas, and I'm 2 hours from Big Bear Mountain.
Yeah,
So
you
I
can
can go
just
and do anything I want, but I
yeah,
get to come home and be left alone.
yeah,
It's quiet where I live. It's country. So
yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, we live in the country too. I love it. But I also sometimes enjoy when we go to the city, but for small, stints. I like to get my little
Yes.
city thing over. And then it's like when we're on the way home, I'm thinking, oh, I can't wait to just get to the peace and quiet and no people.
I know. I'm always excited to go to Vegas to see my son and
Yeah.
my grandson. But after about 2 days, I'm ready to go home. I've had all of Vegas I can handle. I'm done, and we don't
Yeah.
even do the strip. Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
work on the strip, so I'm over
Wow.
that. I just like
Yeah.
being where it's quiet.
Mhm. Mhm. So, so you have I mean, they're grown, but you have kids, right?
I have 4 boys,
Yeah.
aged 41 all the way down to 31.
Wow. Yeah. That's about
Yeah.
what my kids are. My oldest is 40 and my youngest, I just have the 2. But, they're 40 and 36. Yeah. And then we have a son that he's not really ours, but he was a foreign exchange student, and he still calls us his parents, and so he comes here all the time to visit us, and so I he's right in the middle. He's right in the middle of the 2 girls. So I most of the time I'll say 3, and then people will be like, "I thought you just had 2."
Right.
And I'm like, "Well, as as respect to his parents, I hate to just like claim him all the time, but I still
You can
do."
never have too much family. You can never
Yeah.
have too much family.
Yeah, they're real cool about it. It was funny when he flew home to Germany, he said that he fell asleep and he slept most of that last flight, and he said that when he woke up, he asked the flight attendant, and he said, "Can I just stay on the plane and go back home?" And I was like, "Oh." I was just
Too
like, "Oh
sweet.
my gosh." Of course, then he saw his parents and he was glad, but, "Hey,
Yeah.
Amina, good to see you too. So good to see you." Lots of people coming in. They kinda trickle in, and then we get more on the replay. But anyway, I did wanna talk to you a little bit about you were saying that you want to talk about the difference in, like, belief systems and Wiccan and witch
Well,
and,
we can,
just
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So
There's so many there's so many so much miscommunication or
mhm.
misinformation. I mean, I'm nervous, so I'm
You're
gonna stutter, get my words wrong. But everybody thinks, like when they ask my beliefs and I tell them I'm Wiccan, they're like, "Oh, you're a witch." That has nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
Wiccan is not witch, being a witch. You don't have to
Yeah.
be one to be the other.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I'm Wiccan. I'm eclectic, which means I follow my own path,
Mhm.
and I'm solitary for
Yeah.
the most part. I don't belong with the coven, um, and I was born and baptized Catholic. My family was
Mhm.
Catholic and Southern Baptist on the other side.
Mine
Uh,
too.
and I tried really hard. Yeah, really interesting. Um,
Yeah.
but I tried to to accept it and believe in everything that was there. But I always felt like something was missing. It just didn't ring true to
Mhm.
me. And
Mhm.
so then I started looking at different religions as I got older. I studied quite a few, you know, different. I tried the Muslim and I tried looked into Judaism,
Mhm.
uh, and all of them had a little something there that I could relate to,
Yeah,
but nothing that
absolutely.
felt like home. Nothing felt home. But I stumbled across Wicca, and I mean stumbled, and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is the my relationship with Mother Nature, with nature, with animals, with
Yeah.
trees, with plants has always been such a natural thing for me. and it's something that my family's always been farmers and uh, dog breeders or trainers. We're
Mhm.
always taking in rescues. And these were things that were very important to us. It was, I'm more likely to save your dog than I am the human that belongs to the dog. It
Me
was
too.
just important, you know. Uh, and my property here, I live out in the Mojave Desert, basically, but I've got over 100 producing trees.
Wow.
Uh, I've got a huge greenhouse. I've got ducks and goats and chickens, and except for water, I'm this property is almost completely self-sufficient. But it's because
Mhm.
there's a relationship with the property I have.
Mhm.
We I take care of it. It takes care of me, and that's always been a natural thing. And Wicca is very much that way.
Yeah.
It's a relationship with an appreciation for everything around you,
Mhm.
and looking to see what is around you that can help you, that will take care of your needs. And that rang very true to me.
Mhm.
Very true.
Yeah, I
It's not that I
understand.
don't believe in God. I do believe there's God. I believe that there's possibly many gods. You
Yeah.
know, who am I? You know, until
Yeah.
somebody can prove to me 100% that it doesn't exist, anything is possible. So
Yeah.
that's basically my path and my belief system. But everyone thinks if you say you're wicked, that you're a witch. And
Yeah.
no, you know, like, and I do practice some craft.
Yeah.
So I guess that would put me into the witchcraft category technically, but it's no different than Catholics with their sacraments and
Yeah. Yeah.
rituals. That's all I'm doing is the same thing. And it's a belief and an intention. I put intention out, just like you would if you lit a candle for somebody or said a prayer, you're setting intention. So uh, I
Yeah.
get frustrated though when people automatically say you assume you're a witch because you say you're Wiccan.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I know, and they act like that it's, like, evil or something, you know? I mean, my,
Yeah.
whenever I have laughed and kind of said, that I'm like a baby witch, that I'm learning stuff and very drawn to it and everything, and I don't know that I don't I just say that I just say witch because of all like I am very into the things like you say, I'm very into like the tarot cards and the herbs and the crystals
Yeah.
and all of
Yeah.
those things, but I'm not necessarily I don't know that I'm ever gonna be like, casting spells or anything. I don't know.
Well,
Although there is a little bit of
but
a
technically, some
little
of the
part
stuff
of
that
me.
you do use in the kitchen is they would consider that witchcraft. You know, as kitchen
Yeah.
witchery.
Mhm.
I do all the time, and back in the day, they consider you a witch because you knew these herbs, you knew how to apply this, and that's what it really is. And of course, if you put out a positive energy or an
Mhm.
healing energy into whatever you're getting ready to give them, that's not going to hurt matters.
Yeah.
It's a positive energy.
Yeah.
It's so but witchcraft is a craft. That's a craft, and Wicca is a religion
Yeah.
and a belief system.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely agree, and I just I grew up well, one side of my family was Catholic, but the other side was Southern Baptist, and so I've kind of,
you know the
you
feeling.
know, it's been interesting.
Yeah,
But I
this
have
is. I know.
I've really had a hard time with organized religion, and so I think that that's a lot of the reason why I find all of this so interesting, and I'm so drawn to it and not afraid of it, and I would have been afraid of it even just a few years ago because I was
Yeah,
told to be afraid of it, but
yeah,
the more that I look into it, I'm like, "What? I don't see anything to be afraid of," and so much of it, I have Native American heritage too, and so much of what I see, it's what the Native Americans have
mhm,
always done, and so my daughter, she's like, "Well, I'd rather, use a plant that grows out of the ground than a pill that was made in a
exactly.
pharmacy." And I'm
Yes,
like, "Yeah." And that's not saying, we're not anti-medication, I would not be here without my chemo. But I
Mhm.
did find more help for pain and nausea with other things than I did with a pill. And so that kind
Yeah.
of got me started on this, even before I met Christy and Minna and everybody that I've met now. But
You'll be surprised as you go down this path and start to educate yourself. You're going to be surprised at all the things you're learning that you already are doing or were doing. You just didn't realize that's what it was.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
and it's and it's a confident. It's something. I feel like I've built up my own self confidence. I believe in myself more because that's what a lot of it is. Like
yeah,
reading tarot, you have to believe in your intuition. You have to believe in
mhm,
yourself. You have to be
mhm,
willing to take that chance and go with your gut instincts. And once you start
absolutely.
doing that, you'll feel more powerful, more in control. Not powerful in a negative
Yeah,
or
yeah,
intimidating way. Just you're confident.
yeah,
You're more confident. You don't second
yeah.
guess yourself so much. So
So I'm
that's how I
wondering,
feel.
how has your family taken your new religion? Or I don't know, how long have you been practicing
My
Wicca?
mom, before my mom passed, she knew the path I'd taken, and she had kind of gone down the same path years back, I guess. She was Christian though, and when she passed away, and but she was understanding. She got what I was feeling, and she said
Mhm.
it was natural. Uh,
Yeah,
and she knew that I could both be a Christian and be a
yeah.
Wiccan. She understood that. My oldest son, he rolls his eyes, uh, which, which makes me really like being a Wiccan even more because he
Yeah.
rolls his eyes. Same thing with my hairstyle. I keep coloring my hair because he just shakes his head and puts it down. Oh, mother. Oh, mother. My other boys, they're great with it.
Yeah.
They are glad that I found something that gives me peace and that makes me feel validated.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
they're,
Yeah.
they're fine with
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, do you have friends and everything that know, or do you just kind of stick? Because me and you were kind of talking about how we like our time out on our own.
Yeah,
We don't.
I don't hide it from the friends that I have. I just don't see them very often, and
Yeah.
uh, so they know,
Yeah.
and they're accepting of it. I have one that's worried about my soul, and I
Yeah.
appreciate
That's why I
that. I
asked.
really
It's
do.
just that's what I
I
get.
appreciate it. Yeah, and I appreciate her being concerned. But I don't. My God, as far as I'm concerned, He knows my heart and
Yeah.
what my intention is. And my God is not a jealous God. That jealousy is a man's weaknesses. It's one of
Yeah.
our
Mhm.
faults. My God doesn't have that. My God loves me and knows I'm just doing my best to try and be at peace. And if this gives me peace and it's not hurting anyone else,
Mhm.
and it's not taken away from him or
No.
her.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
that's it's just another Christian thing to me that they're always worried, they're
Oh, I
passing
know.
judgment. They're
I
passing
know.
judgment.
Absolutely. Why I ask those questions is because that's what I'm getting. I'm at the where people are finding out that I'm, investigating things and looking into it, and it's not just something I'm covering on my YouTube channel. It's something that I'm learning in my life. And
Mhm.
so people that haven't spoke to me in years from the church that I attended, that kind of you know, soured me on churches. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, they're now like making little remarks and sending little memes and stuff, sometimes to me, that it's just like that they're worried about my soul, and that, God is the only, God, and that the only way to God is through Christ and
Can
all
they
that. And
prove
I said,
it?
"Well, I
Can they
didn't
prove
say
it?
anything. All I said was that, you know,
Yeah, but can they prove it? Can they prove
yeah,
that for sure? They they're going by what was written in a Bible that was written by man.
yeah, yeah."
for
Well,
men's
and
benefit.
we've talked about it on here a lot, and my friend John and I have both said actually that we have felt closer to God and more spiritual out in nature than we have sitting in a church pew. And I just, I never saw it anywhere in the Bible, and I've read it. So unless I've missed it many times, I never saw that we had to be in a church. I do know that God, says in the Bible that God said that, that if two or more of us gathered together,
Yep.
well, we can gather together out in the pasture. We don't have to go to the church, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's just kind of what I got from it. And my grandmother, bless her heart, I people would just absolutely love her. She I'm telling you, I think she'd probably spank me for saying it, but I think that she might have really been a little bit of a witch because she was born in the hills of Kentucky, and she
Oh,
was Native American. Her mama was full-blooded Native American. And they have some superstitions. They had,
yes, it
they did everything with dirt and leaves and twigs and all these herbs and all this rocks and all
Oh,
these
yeah.
things. And I was sitting there thinking about some of the stuff that she had taught me over the years, and I was thinking, Grandma, she's been gone many years, but I'm gonna have to have a visit with her when I see her again because I think that she's
Well,
looking down now and she's thinking, well, Susie's
if you know
following in my footsteps.
back then, especially out where she was at and everything, it's hard to get to a doctor who can afford a doctor necessarily,
I
even.
had
And
13
so they
kids.
knew home remedies. They knew how to take care of themselves and survive because, especially at harsh winters, they couldn't get help. They had to survive. So
Yeah.
they knew how to take care of all themselves. And no,
Mhm.
not all of it was perfect, but now we've advanced so far with our knowledge and understanding different diseases that we can go a little bit further with
Mhm.
what they started. And that's what I do here at the house. On my property, every tree and every plant I have that somehow can help me. It can either feed me or I've got bark, some trees out there where the bark will help with cramps. I've got another one that help with fevers. And, the pomegranate tree, I've got 6 or 7 pomegranate trees. Every
Um,
part of that pomegranate tree down to the roots is useful for humans and edible. So yeah,
yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
you know that doesn't make me a witch because I know it. That makes me a person that opened a book and looked into it.
Yeah.
You
And we go back
know?
to how it used to be. Like, I see it
Yeah,
as, stepping back in time kind of that, we're
kind of, kind
yeah.
of. Yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
rely on that out there first. And now that doesn't mean I won't go to the doctor if I need to. Uh,
Absolutely.
but if I'm not feeling good and I don't think it's necessary to go to a doctor, but I'm cramping or something, I'll go
Yeah.
out there and get some bark and get some pomegranate leaves and come in and make myself a tea in a hot second. Why not?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I absolutely believe it. And I'm getting more and more knowledgeable about it. Before I got cancer this last time, Mark and I were really trying to get to the point where you're at now. And it kind of fell apart when I got sick because he has to work, so it was going to rely greatly on me to be able to take care of a lot of the stuff. And so until
yeah,
he retires, it was really going to fall on me. But yeah, we're
mhm,
wanting to get solar panels and
yeah.
every year our garden gets bigger and bigger. We're, planting fruit trees and everything. And we hope to be, we have, animals to butcher and all that. My dad just had some hogs butchered and so
I still
we're
can't
really
do that. I still
trying
can't
to get
butcher any
there.
of them. If I have to completely rely on them for my protein and my meats, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Everything gets to die of old age here. Uh, but I am solar with batteries. I haven't had
Yeah.
an electric bill in years. My
Wow.
mom actually bought this property back in 1998, and there was nothing here except for two
Mhm.
buildings. And we've just, from there, we've built on and planted the trees, got the solar. Uh, we put the barn up, got the ducks and the goats, and got a swimming pool now. Then we built, finally, we got to build our huge greenhouse. It's a big one,
Yeah.
and do raised beds. And we were very mindful on everything that we planted that it served a purpose.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it serves a purpose. And I've got plums, I've got nectarine trees, I've got your citrus trees, mandarin oranges, almonds, olives, nectarines, uh,
I'm so jealous.
gosh, pineapple quince. I've got a pineapple quince, and I've actually got to eat one of the pineapple quinces so far. They're okay. I probably need to make a jelly out of them because they're kind of dry. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got jujube trees. I've got 4 different varieties, and that's a superfood. You can live off that and stay
Yeah.
healthy.
Oh, yeah.
And the animals too. So
It's amazing. Yeah, we're not
yeah,
near where you're at, but we're trying to get there. We're trying, or
you will.
close, And Mark's really I told him that we might have a divorce if he doesn't retire this year. So when he does that, we'll get further along on it. But yeah, well, our first deal was to get we were getting debt free. So we finally managed to do that. We don't have any debt other than what you incur every month, or we
Right.
don't have any loans or, that kind of anything like that. So we
That's
finally
something.
managed that. Yeah. And so now,
Congratulations.
thank you. So now we're working more towards getting where we want to be when he retires and it won't be overnight, but we can definitely and it'll give us something to leave to the kids, that
Well,
will
that's what my
already
mom
be
thought too.
there.
That
Yeah.
was her entire thing. She knew she could only take it so far. And my grandmother actually is the one that originally started the whole thing. So when we inherited all of that, and the
Mhm.
knowledge was the most important part. But
Absolutely.
this is a family thing going on, and my son lives in the little house next door to me, uh, and so he's carrying on. He's learning, you
Yeah.
know. And my grandson, he's going to start learning. My granddaughter, she's going to come up and start learning, and
Yeah.
it'll just be passed down the way it should
Mhm.
be.
Yeah. Absolutely. We have chickens and our granddaughter, she's 9 and she absolutely loves to, feed the chickens, collect the eggs, but she also helps us, clean the coop out, she
Yeah.
knows all that stuff, and so uh she it's so funny. We have a plastic swimming pool in part of their coop so that they can swim around in it and clean around it. Now they have fresh water, but they like to make a mess. And so
Yeah.
they have that. Well, she wants it to where we have to sit it on a rock so that it has a deep end and a shallow end so they can get in on
Ah,
the shallow
yeah.
end.
My mom is the same way.
Mhm.
We have wild quail that run
Yeah.
through our property. We're generation after generation of them, and so we've got pie plates, or not pie, but cake pans out there. And mom
Mhm.
puts a rock in them, and then she's got a bigger pot that sits out there, and it's deeper, but she's got 2 rocks in it, so they can step in gently,
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
their.
We have that on our swimming pool too. We have things where that if animals get in, even snakes, that they can get over to this and then get out and, up onto the deck.
Yeah.
And so that was a must for her. She was like, they have to be able to get out. What if they get in there and they can't get out? I'm like,
And that is true. I mean, I've got my ducks have got a big kid pool. That's what I use for my ducks. And springtime now, and I've already had to get 2 baby birds out that they
yeah.
drowned because they were nesting in the tree above. And they took the wrong dive, I guess. But
Mhm.
so she's right. My mom was right too. I guess
Yeah.
everything's
I love watching the younger ones. I love watching the younger ones take an interest in it. And they don't all
yes.
take an interest in it, but we've been real lucky with ours. Most of them are interested, and at least in some of it. You know,
You
the
know,
girls
you'll be
especially,
surprised.
they love to help
You'll
me
be surprised
plan.
what they learn. And you
Yeah,
don't think that they care, but they're
yeah,
picking things up. And I mean, I've got one
absolutely.
that she doesn't. She's just kind of like, oh my gosh, are we really going to go and get our food out of there? And it's like, yeah, if you want to eat, you might want to,
Yeah,
grab yourself a bowl. and
yeah,
but I'm teaching her, and I noticed she came one weekend brought a friend with her, and I told them, go out to the greenhouse and go get us some stuff for salad. And so they went out there, and I went out shortly after to make sure that they knew what they were doing. And I was listening, and she was telling her friend
yeah,
how to do it. She was telling her right. It was like,
yeah,
yay, she listened to me.
yeah. It was funny the other day, Veta, the granddaughter, one of the granddaughters, she came over and she came in the house and she got this. It's a big bowl that I take out. It's one of those Watsa bowls or whatever, from the great big ones from Tupperware. It's this great big
Uh,
plastic bowl, and I always carry that out. And that's what when I pick stuff. I have that great
yep.
big bowl. And so she comes in here and she got up on a stool and got the bowl, and she was headed out, and her grandpa was like, "Where are you going?" And she said, "I want some green beans." And he said, "Honey, those those dried off. We got to plant them again." So she was just like so sad. She was like, "They were so cute, the way they would curl around." And she's just, had her little
yeah,
things. So he was
yeah,
telling me, he says, "Well, we've got some seeds and we're going to plant them back." So he worked all weekend trying to get the garden ready to get stuff planted. And it's like,
yeah. That's what I've
I'm
been doing
afraid it's
too.
too soon, but we have a lot of stuff in the greenhouse. We do, stuff in our greenhouse, but
See,
it's,
out here is already. It feels like spring
yeah,
already out here, and everything. So I've been busy with weeds.
yeah,
Weeds. Oh, the weeds are just horrible. But I've already got, my tomato plants are going crazy. I've got
yeah.
lots of tomatoes already. I've got my lettuces, broccoli's going nuts.
Mhm.
It's wonderful to get up in the morning and I go out there in my night clothes and I take my Easter egg basket with me. That's my thing. And I go and I get the eggs and then I'll go on over to the greenhouse and I'll grab some veggies and come in and make myself a fresh omelet.
Yeah,
I don't think life can get much better than that.
no. And especially
Yeah.
whenever you're not even having to pay for electric or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have to pay the water bill.
Yeah,
I have
all that.
water on the property, but I don't have a well yet. But I've got a heck of a water bill, as you can imagine, having all these trees.
Oh, yeah, I can
It's okay.
imagine.
Yeah, it's
We
okay
have a
though. It's
water
worth
well,
it.
but, we have to have electric for the water well, but we do have a well. So hopefully once we get enough solar panels, we won't have
Right.
to worry about that. So
The panels
yeah,
are one thing. It's the batteries. Man, they're expensive, but
yeah,
they last a long time. I've got two big Teslas, and I'm running everything off of it. And I've got a in-ground saltwater swimming pool that has to
yeah.
run every day, and two houses and the greenhouse. And I've never lost power. So
Wow, that's
yeah,
amazing. That is
yeah,
amazing. So
yeah, it makes a big difference.
you're just sitting out there in nature, just doing your thing.
Just loving my life. Like I said, I'll get in my car and I'll go here and I'll go there, and it doesn't take long before I want to come home.
Yeah.
I go to concerts. I'm getting ready to go to San Diego in May for a concert. I still love my rock and roll, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go see this guy, Youngblood, and
My
I'm gonna do
daughter
that. But yeah, as soon as I see him, as well as I do, the next day I'm ready to come home. I will be ready. I will have had fun. It's really nice here in San Diego. Okay, let's go home.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's beautiful where you live. I've been out that way, many, many times. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the desert and all of that. I grew up in California and I grew up in Central California where it was very much just kind of
Yes,
desert, except for
yes, it is where you were at and everything. I grew up. Well, I was born in El Monte, California, and then I spent my teenage years in Lone Pine up by Bishop. And so I've got the country and the city. And right here where I'm at now, it's the perfect location to me.
Oh, yeah.
I've got everything I need and privacy.
Yeah,
And I like that. I
absolutely.
really do.
I'm going to
So,
look at some of the starred questions and comments that we have and see what people have to say. And we'll just get,
okay.
those usually bring up stuff to talk about too. So Jimena said, not all Wiccans are witches and not all witches are Wiccan. Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. And nothing wrong with any of it.
Nope.
No matter what. Trista
Okay.
says, here we go. Trista says, I was born Catholic and now eclectic solitary Wicca. So you two have some stuff in common there.
Yes,
You know
exactly.
Trista? Have you watched her channel? She's got a
No, I haven't.
yeah, she's got a channel. It's called Witchy Trista. You'll have to
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
you'll
have
have
to
to look
check
at
it
her.
out.
She's so fun. She just really is very fun.
Mhm.
So Amina says, I consider myself Wiccan, but I have a more broader approach than just Wicca. I am a mix ID, a lot of practices, but I connect more with nature than anything else. So yeah, so
Amen.
she
That's me.
identifies more as Wiccan, and then my friend Christy, she identifies as pagan, and so I don't. I'm gonna get all these. I want to get a bunch of y'all together and see what the difference is because to me they all sound an awful lot alike. So
They're very
you know,
similar.
yeah, yeah. So let's see here. Nisa, I started learning about Wicca when I had a gig in Salem when I played is it Titups? I don't know.
Oh,
But anyway, he says you
uh,
guys are not bad as people in churches say you are because there are 5 branches of witchcraft. So I'll have to look into that too and see what all that's about. Because I am really, like I said, I am just learning and I'm trying to I'm taking a tarot class from Jimena and I told her and I was telling Christy the other day too. I said I'm trying to like I do better if I can make myself focus in on one thing and kind of figure that out. Not that I think I will know everything about it, but kind of get an understanding of it and then move to something else. But my mind wants to do this, just at everything because I'm so fascinated. So I'm trying to just slow down and just talk to people and figure out things a little at a time. So Jimena says
yeah.
that what I was telling you the other day, Susie, there are a ton of practices and beliefs, not necessarily witchcraft. Absolutely. That she was.
Yeah.
We were just discussing that.
Yeah.
And
Witches were also healers. I mean, that really,
yeah.
they were healers and still are.
Mhm.
So, I don't see anything bad in that.
Yeah, I don't either. And the thing is that so much of it is just healing or, alternative methods of doing something,
Yeah.
like you said, for cramps or a fever or whatever, that kind of thing. But people are afraid of anything that they don't understand. And it's like, well, just pay attention. How do you think that people
Where
live?
do they think some of this where do they think some of this medicine comes from? Like
Yes.
aspirin. It comes from a tree, by the way. Basically what I have out here. It's
Yeah.
like I just don't have my own chloroform. I make a tea.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So Poet says, I'm taking a history of witchcraft class. I can't talk in the fall. I'm really looking forward to that one. I am too. I want to hear all about it. I
Yeah,
know.
I'd like that.
We'll have to have you. He's going to be on in a couple of weeks to finish the conversation that we were trying to have whenever his internet was messing up. He was getting some weather.
Oh, yeah.
So we're depending on the weather, we're going to kind of watch the weather and then just if it's a good day, we might just throw him on there. And just be
Just
like,
say
okay, we were
surprise.
going to talk about this, but today we're going to talk about this instead because it's good weather. So John says, do you have a YouTube channel? So
No, I don't do. This is my big old coming out. I don't. The only thing on my YouTube channel is where I jumped out of the plane, and
Oh,
because
wow.
the only reason that's up there is because back when I first went onto YouTube, I thought that was a place to save
Oh,
your
yeah.
videos.
Yeah. Well, a
I
lot of
thought
people
it was
do
like
that.
a cloud. And so I didn't know. So no, I don't have a channel. One of my sons says I need to
Yeah, you
start putting up
should.
videos, but I don't know. He likes to watch me when I'm doing my yard work and my gardening and some of the
I
other
bet there
stuff I
would be
do.
a lot of people
My
watching
crafts.
it. Give them a tour of your property and kind of show them how you do things. I bet it would do good because people really like that kind of stuff. Like even like on my Facebook channel, whenever I would put up pictures and videos and stuff of just us working in our garden, and ours
Uh,
is all in containers because I had so much trouble that I couldn't, bend down and weed and all
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
we
So
did the
our
same thing
garden
for my
is
mom.
in containers. And so it's so much easier to weed and everything. And people were so fascinated with the idea that we literally took like those plastic drums and cut them in half.
That's what we did.
And
The
yeah,
same exact thing. Cut them in half, and that's
yeah.
what I have in my
We
greenhouse.
have some of them that are cut like where they're stand them on the end and cut them in half. And then we have some that we have our strawberries growing in that we did lengthwise, cut them lengthwise and did
Yeah,
that.
that's all mine are lengthwise. All
Yeah.
mine are lengthwise, and I've got, I think, 22 beds
Hmm.
out of them right now. And now I'm getting ready to put beds. I'm going to go into the ground underneath for my
Hmm.
melons and stuff because
Yeah.
they need more space, you know?
Yeah. In your
So,
space. Yeah. Yeah, we've
yeah.
got 36. We've got 36, and last year they were all full. I was really pleased, but we're working the dirt right now. We've kind of got it dumped out. We're mixing some stuff in with it and trying to get it good and gonna,
Build it
replace
up
the
again.
dirt. Yeah, build it up again. And
Yeah.
but yeah, we did good. We had tons of potatoes last year. I was so proud. I was just really proud. My husband really did good this last year.
Yeah,
So he's
I was
learning.
glad I was able to get I was back up and running when my mom was so ill before she died the last year. So I really couldn't take care of the place and take care of her too. So it kind of went to pot there for a little bit. And when I went out there the first time after she'd passed, and I looked, I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And I didn't think I'd get it back together, but I had a really good crop last year. In fact, my tomatoes, uh, they they never died out this last season. They just keep
Yeah.
on producing. So I
Yeah.
didn't pull them. I said, okay, you want to keep on giving me
Even here
tomatoes?
in Oklahoma, we got tomatoes into, I think, December towards Christmas. We had tomatoes still, and I mean, I'm in Oklahoma where it gets cold,
Yeah. Oh
so I
yeah.
mean,
I used to live in Tulsa for a short period of time. I know where you're at.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
west of Tulsa, so yeah, it's not, you know, but yeah, we're he does the melons and stuff like that out of he does those outside of the raised
Yeah,
beds.
that's what
The
I
rest
think
of
I'm
it
gonna
is
have to do. I think
so
that's what I'm gonna have to do because I want some melons.
yeah, yeah. Poet said, I've known my share of pagans in my life. One of my best friends, she's sort of pagan, Wiccan, and a little bit of Jesus sprinkled in. Nothing wrong with that. I think
That's
that's how
right.
a lot of people are. A little bit of
Pretty much.
everything. Absolutely. Ian says, I'm a Christian and it's not for me, but zero judgment at all. Personally, I'd rather a nice witch than a nasty Christian. Absolutely. I'm Christian
Amen.
too. I'm
A
Christian
hundred
too.
percent.
Yeah.
100%.
I absolutely agree with him. Did you bring stuff home already? My husband just walked in. Okay. 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 So, okay. I think I missed something actually. Okay. AB said, I love how each of us has our baseline of beliefs, and no matter what it's called, it all comes back to following principles of being a good human.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's one thing
Exactly.
I have never seen as I've been getting more and more into this um, with the pagans and Wiccans and witches and the whole bit. I've never met anybody that had any kind of bad intent. I've not yet. I'm sure that there's people out there because there's with all walks
Yeah.
of life that, but but yeah, I've just been amazed, and I was so raised to be scared of anything different. I was raised to be scared of different denominations of Christians.
Mhm. Oh
And
yeah.
so, this is huge for me.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
We're the
Thank
most.
you.
I think it's more accepting. We're more accepting than anybody else that I've run across. We're not.
Mhm.
I'm not here to judge. I just go by the rule that I'm going to do unto others as I want done unto me. And if I don't like it done to me, I'm not going to do it to somebody else.
I think it's a Gen X thing. So
Yeah, could be.
Dale says,
Could
I
be.
missed some of your chat. Thank you for doing this. Do you have any special tea that you make? Yeah, Glorfindale's wondering about that tea.
Yeah, I've got all kinds of teas. I make a lot of. I do a lot with the pomegranate, the leaves, the pomegranate itself, the peel. Um, I really like that with the, and then I take jujubes, I'll dry them out, and I'll put that in the tea too. Uh, and that's a good antioxidant that goes in. I've also got these fingers to heaven trees. That's what they're called, fingers to heaven. And the bark on that, sometimes I'll put in if I'm starting to feel down, like maybe I'm getting a little sick or something.
Mhm.
It's basically like a takes care of cramping, it takes care of fevers. And so I enjoy that just a little bit to add to it. But yeah, pomegranate, I recommend pomegranate for anybody if you want something that's good antioxidant. And a jujube tree. Get jujubes. They're Chinese dates, is what they are. And they're amazing. Everything that they'll help you with. It's a superfood.
Absolutely. I love pomegranates. Anything pomegranate, I'm for it. I absolutely love it.
They got tons of them.
Says Indigo says I was raised Lutheran Presbyterian and now I'm a free agent witch pagan. Absolutely. Indigo is amazing. They are
Yes.
a mix of all kinds of stuff, and it knows a little bit or a whole lot about everything. It is so amazing. No matter what we're talking about, Indigo can jump in on it and talk.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
I love
I
it.
like to learn
I do.
too.
Yeah. Hey, Millie, good to see you. Susie and friends popping in real quick. Yeah. From a primo commitment to give you all some big love. I'm a what?
Biracial marriage.
How's that?
Aw, that's nice.
What race is? Mark said I was in a biracial marriage because I was Baptist and he was Methodist. I don't think that Methodists are a different race, but and now we're really something weird.
Well, well. Just kidding.
Yeah. Jan, if you see it, I think I accidentally unstarred one from Ian that I was going to read, and I unstarred it by accident. I think if you happen to see it, you might star it again. So, and Carnicel says, "Don't miss the opener for Young Blood." Who's opening?
The Warning. It's three sisters, and they're rock and roll group too, and they're called The Warning.
Okay.
They're opening.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them before, but I listened to a little bit of them yesterday just to get an idea, and they sound pretty good.
Yeah. I'm always telling everybody my favorite band is named Ex Ambassadors. And so I'm like, if anybody ever gets a chance, go see them because they're like, they're my jam. I just love them. They're actually from I know the town. Damn, it just went out of my head. I was gonna say it and then it was gone. But they're from New York. But anyway, they are they're something else. The only thing that gets me is that the lead singer looks like a young kind of looks like a young Tommy Scoville, and I'm just like, ugh. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah.
that went up
that
already.
takes you down the wrong path. It just
Yeah.
ruins.
Oh, we put Jimenez's channel in here. Um, yeah, any channels that we can put in, and y'all please, like Trista and Millie and some of y'all, if you would please come in on the whenever the videos or when the live is over and just make some kind of a comment in the comment section, because then all they have to do is just click on your picture and it'll take them straight to your channel and they
Yeah,
can
that helps a
subscribe
lot
from
for
there.
me.
It does make it
That's what I
so
need done.
nice. So I always have that open to anybody that comes on here that's got a channel. Absolutely do that, because I had help whenever I was still starting my channel 2 years later, but whenever I very first started, I had so much help
Mm,
from people that would let me do that, and from Cricket. um I
cricket.
forgot the name of her channel. All of a sudden it just went out of my head. Can't think of Cricket's channel.
Uh, oh my.
Oh, that she's Chow Yun Smut is who she is. And so anyway, it's
Yeah,
her channel, and she got me so many subscribers. I probably wouldn't have 1,000 if it wasn't for her. So yeah,
yeah. She's really sweet.
anybody that's got a channel, absolutely do that. And I usually go in there and I click on everybody and see if they've got a channel. And I mean,
Well,
just put in there, hey, come check my channel out or something. So
that's
it
nice
really
of you.
does help. Yeah. I try to help people because, that's what we're all
I've
here
seen.
for.
I watched you. You've always been very warm and helpful
Yeah.
that way. You really have from the beginning. Like I said, I've watched you from the get go, and
I
you're
know
just
that's
a really kind
good.
person.
Thank you. Oh yeah,
But
that's
I'm a lurker,
I'm
so you
Krista's
won't
up
see
too.
me.
Okay, what's this one? Let's see here. Yeah,
Battle
Jubilee
polar
helps the
bears.
body to produce melatonin, which can help us sleep.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is.
absolutely. Ian says, completely agree. If you're missing the part of being a good person, your beliefs become kind of pointless in many ways. Absolutely. I saw that and then I
Yeah,
couldn't figure out where it went. So
yeah.
it's good to,
Toxic.
yes. So hold on just a second. I'm gonna and we have there's Millie's channel too. Thank you, Ben. Ben is our resident smarty pants with putting everybody's channels up there.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. What's that one? A lot of witchy peeps in here. Absolutely, Ben. There are. There are, and I love it. I really do. I love it. So, I hope that you've had a good time coming on here and talking to us, and I'd love to have you come back and talk to us even more about your gardening and your, being off the grid living and everything. I'd love to do that.
There
Maybe you could take some pictures and we'll have you back on and look at your
you
stuff.
go. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. This was my first time trying this, and I
Yeah.
survived it.
You survived it
So-
pretty well. Everybody loved you. They were already wanting you to have a channel. So, get out there. No, seriously,
yeah,
I bet that if you just make some videos and post them of just looking around at your place, or just sit down and talk like you did today. Everybody loved you. So,
thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the people here in this community. I'm a lurker. I've watched, like I said, for years, and really kind people for the most part. And
yeah,
I
most people
appreciate
are.
that. I like that. People
Absolutely.
supporting each other.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go on backstage. And I don't generally come on after the show's over. So when you get back there, you can just exit out of there or you can stay and listen to the end of the show, whatever you want to do. But
All right. All right. Thank
yeah,
you
I would
guys.
love to have you back on. I'll get with you and we'll have you on again coming up.
All right. I'll do that. We'll do
Okay.
that.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Take care, everyone.
I think she's adorable. I really did enjoy talking to her, but I know she's nervous and I didn't want to overwhelm her with too many questions. So, yeah, I would enjoy. I'm with you, Glorfindel. I would love to hear more about her off the grid stuff. It really I really would. Mark, the lady that was just on with me, she lives at Yucca Valley, California. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Mark's uncle lived there. So yeah, that national park or state park. Oh, I don't know. She's not on here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to Mark. But yeah, his property backed up to Joshua Tree. It's like a is it a state park or national? I think it's a national park. Yeah, yeah, I think so. So yeah, we kind of know. Yeah, I'm looking at some more. Jimena says, I always say that these practices you do what resonates with you and with your soul, and you will never miss. So smart and absolutely true, Jimena. I love Jimena. She's like one of my favorite people. Yeah. It was great to meet Kim, wasn't it? She's such a kind and just happy soul, and I look forward to having her on again. I'll have to add her to the list of people. I'm wanting to do a live with Jimena and Christy and Trista and a bunch of you. You know, I mean, I'd be happy if there's 5 or 6 of you that could come on. Um, Indigo, you know, a bunch of us, and just kind of sit and talk about different things, different beliefs, just all of it. I thought it would be, yeah, I think it would be, yeah. If you here we go. Oh, if you enjoy our national forests, make sure to sign petitions to save them. They are trying to take away forest protections, to destroy them, to make roads or drill for things. I know. Yeah. Incarnasoul says, I thought Joshua Tree was a great album. Yeah. Mark says, me too. Oh, you too, he said. Yeah. He said, he makes fun of us because me and my daughter call him Boner. Oh, this man. That's why I don't let him be mic'd because there's no telling between what he says and then what I actually repeat that he says. Y'all, I mean, there's no telling what we would. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, well, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to make some dinner for my husband, I think, and go read a book. I'm trying to get through this I'm stuck on this series of books, and they're called Southern Witch, and it's about this girl that lives in Texas, and she's a witch, but she has all kinds of adventures and stuff, and it's kind of crazy. It's a little bit you know romance, a little bit like I don't know, a little bit scary, yeah, a little bit. So anyway, there's like 6 books, and I'm on the 4th one starting tonight. So yeah, Indigo, yeah, that's good. You should do late nights unfiltered with Mark. But he's just always makes fun of me. So I don't know. He always makes fun of me and accuses me of stuff. Like, I don't know. What was it the other day? I did something and you're like, are you over there dancing? And I'm like, no, I was not. I, I did not say I was picking my nose. Yeah, oh, goodness. Yeah. Free hashtag free Mark Nutter puppet. Bring him back. He's laying over here beside me. The puppet is. Do you know that somebody made fun of my puppet? Said they thought I got it off of Amazon. Lot they know I got it from Timu. Oh, jerks. Oh, AB, you're a mess. Well, I'm gonna go, guys, and we will talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna have a little Scientology one on tomorrow, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've been doing some research, and it's actually going to be a two-parter. So tomorrow we're going to do part 1, and then the next day, or the next week, I mean, we're going to do part 2. So y'all come back and and the goat says, "I love the squirrel. They just jealous. Yeah, they just jealous." Yeah, I thought it was stop mark abuse. Ben said hashtag stop Mark abuse. Justice for Mark. That's right. Poor Mark. Yeah. Yeah. My dog's over there growling at him. I'm not sure why. But anyway, well, I'm going to go, guys. It's getting wild over here. So I'm going to go take care of something. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't want to miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't want to miss a show, because this is your home to y'all.